DJ Versatile en el mix como un mago.
Welcome back to Latino Mixx Radio. We continue to support up-and-coming bachata artists. Today with me is Frias Bachata. Frias, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for coming and thank you for believing in bachata and keeping the movement going, my brother. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Let's get started, my brother. Your start was a little bit of a plot twist. You started as a hip-hop rapper? As a Christian rapper?
Yeah, so I grew up in church, to make a long story short. And where we were rapping at in church had a huge attendance. And so it was going really well, man. And around the age of 18, because I was doing that since I was like 14 years old, around the age of 18, I went to Bible college in Australia. I wanted to become a youth pastor. And while I was over there, I just had to evaluate things. I went through a lot in that semester that I was over there, and I had to evaluate, like, okay, what is it that I want to do with my life? What direction do I want to go in? I've always loved God. I still go to church. That's a huge part of my life. But I had to figure out, do I want to keep doing this? Do I want to fully pursue music? The time is now. And so I fell in love with bachata around that age. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to stick to making this type of music and just go all in. And so that's like the short version of
what made you fall in love with bachata? I've seen previous interviews. You've said that you went to the Dominican Republic for the first time and you fell in love with the culture, and bachata was kind of like the theme song.
The soundtrack, yeah. So what happened was I go to DR since I was born. They would send me to DR every summer my whole life. And so it wasn't my first time in DR. I had been there, but what happened was ya cuando yo tenía 17 años, around 17.
That's when you hit the nightclub.
Nah, not like, tampoco así, pero...
Ese tigre se metía en problemas toda la semana. Porque lo que hacía es que lo mandaban para Santo Domingo de castigo, porque aquí en Nueva York estaba intenso el hombre. Dime, ¿no fue así o no fue así la vaina?
No. Yo soy, I might not look like it for the nose piercing and the ears, but yo soy tranquilo, loco. A mí me gusta la tranquilidad. Yeah. I'm always chilling. But something happened when I was 17 that I understood Spanish more. That's really what it was.
Okay.
So I understood the music, the lyrics. I was going out with my cousins. We would go to the beach. We would go out to eat in different restaurants. We were hanging out. And the soundtrack was bachata, and I fell in love with it, bro. Something clicked in that specific trip that connected me a la raíz dominicana. Like, it made me feel so rooted in the country that my parents were from and the place that I spent, every summer my whole life in,
That's dope. You're making great music, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Let me ask you, why do you think most local clubs, lounges only book típico bands rather than bachata? What's going on?
Okay.
We need to keep the bachatas in the nightclub, man.
So I think there's so many avenues to go to answer this question, and I definitely want to get to the rest of the questions that you have. So I feel like, in short, what happened was that a lot of the money in the early 2000s, and anyone who was DJing there during that time can attest, habían 1,000 grupos de bachata.
Claro.
There was 1,000 groups, bro. Everybody wanted to be aventura. What happened was a lot of people were irresponsible, or no hacían su diligencia, or hacían música mala. They weren't breaking through in the market, and so the people who were investing in bachata weren't putting in money anymore. And so what starts to happen is now there's less groups because bachata is super expensive to make. Entonces that has a direct result to, okay, there's less music, there's less artists, so less people are playing live.
Yeah.
And then the next step, a part of that, is that if there's less music and less artists, el público no lo desea tanto. And so now there's not as many people playing. And so I think that's a key in bachata making a comeback a nivel mundial, like on a level where it was when there was Toby Love, Extreme, Óptimo, Aventura, 24, que habían muchos grupos pegados trabajando, even in the 90s, Anthony, Chaval, Luis, Raulín, Frank Reyes, Los Toro Band. There were eras where it can't be one artist pegado. Like, even if one of us underground artists do it, it can't just be one of us. It has to be un movimiento in order for that impact to happen, where people are playing every weekend. There's shows happening all over the world, So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why you see that there's more típico. You know what típico is right now, how you go anywhere that's Dominican on a Friday, there's a típico band playing. That's what bachata was in 2008. You know what I mean?
And that's where we need to get it.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do
what,
that.
what do you think that needs to happen now with all los bachateros in New York? What do they need to do to make that pop again?
Hay que tocar más en vivo,
Okay.
obligado. Hay que josear y buscar shows. Y
Okay.
llegarle al público. That's the number one marketing formula. Llegarle al público. It doesn't matter. Like, social media is great, but if you have 50,000 followers and you can't do a show with 100 people, then it doesn't matter. We got to get people to come to shows. And this is esta música es un género en vivo. We got to get butts in seats. You know what I mean? They say that in the American market.
They need to fall in love with it again, and that's pretty much what we're trying to do here. Thank you, Frias. My last artist said that bachata needs to keep its essence to make a comeback, but that essence never expanded them to mainstream popularity. Do you think it needs to keep its essence or revolutionize?
No, okay. So with music, I'm a bit of a purist. Y esto es mi opinión, right? Because everybody thinks they know the answers, bro. Nobody has the answers. Music is subjective. I'm of the belief that you need to make the music that's true to you. Because if you like inventando mucho, but then you feel forced to do traditional bachata, you're not going to make music happily. And people are going to feel that in the music. Si tú eres bachatero del campo, you know, tradicional, or like, you know, American people say like hick, then you make that type of music. Like my brothers in Class A, they make music de la línea de bachata, straight hick bachata, fire, great lyrics, great production, right? Then you have people like JR that they're a little bit more creative with the production, with the sound design, with the keys, and they're inventing more. My personal music, la música de Frias, I try to keep it 70% traditional, 30% experimental.
That's
I
a
do
good
like
balance.
finding new sounds, you know?
That's a
but
great
we
balance.
need to keep it bailable, because that's the way we get people to come out.
Now, you mentioned JR. You grew up in an era where Aventura was hot because you're only 22, right?
Yeah, I just turned 23 in January, and you know, la memoria que yo tengo de la bachata since desde chamaquito is it was always Aventura. You know, I didn't grow up in the 90s, so I didn't hear the hottest people was Aventura when I was growing up.
But Aventura wasn't necessarily your influence, just like many bachata artists.
Right.
Who was your influence? Let the people know.
I think like Aventura and Romeo, those are like my music idols, right? But the person that made me want to do bachata was an artist named JR.
JR.
And no, it was just I found an artist that was closer to my age, because remember, the age gap matters. Found an artist that was closer to my age, and I connected with the music so much. And I said, damn, there's young people doing bachata. I can do that. And so he had a project called Eterno that influenced me a lot.
Yeah. I have a question, bro. Do you think bachata artists need to sing in English to become more mainstream?
Duro,
Is that
está duro
something
esa
that
pregunta.
you think we need to do in the bachata industry?
I think I don't think so. I think we just seen the biggest year in Latin music of all time, numbers wise, facts. And that's because of an artist named Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny's music is completamente en español. And so I think we're seeing that there are other parts of music that matter besides the music. And Bad Bunny's done almost all of those things right. The marketing, the music videos, the branding, the visuals, the photos that you take, the interviews that you do, the magazines that you get on. That branding matters. And so I think that's why we've seen, and of course, Bad Bunny's music is the first thing. And this goes to the speaking in Spanish thing that you're asking. I think we can sing in Spanish and conquer the world because we saw Bad Bunny do it. And I believe we could do it with bachata, you know? Because Romeo is one of the top 5 biggest artists in Latin music of all time. And he does the same stadiums as Bad Bunny, and he sells out the same stadiums as Bad Bunny.
But
bachata.
but for a local artist, what do they need to do to go, you know, what do you need to prepare so that people can like that? Because right now, people are just blind. They only see Romeo. They only see Prince Royce. They only see Bad Bunny. They only see the top people. And they don't want to pay attention to local acts. So what do the local people need to do, the local artists, to get there? To you know, what do they need to produce? How they need to do it? Like,
¿Qué falta?
Dile esa vaina en la cámara, loco, porque eso estamos aquí.
No, absolutamente. Y I think that's the big question. You know, when I went to Miami and I spoke to Romeo in the billboards,
dope.
That was the question. It was like, what do we have to do pa pegarnos? You know what I mean? Not what can you do for us? What can Romeo do for us? What could Prince Royce do for us? What do we need to do? So for me, I definitely feel like we got to make better music. There's a lot of bad underground bachata. Number one, we got to make better music. We got to invest more in the quality and how we do things. We have to release music more often. I think because, and I get it, it's so expensive that's why it takes so much time to be able to make a song, put it out. Porque no estamos hablando de casi $2,000 para hacer un tema de bachata. And then if you want to do a music video, you're looking at another $2,000. So con un tema ya gastaron $4,000. And
más el mix and master, más la promoción. So, vamos a decir que hay que buscar $10,000 para hacer, aunque sea, para un solo tema, para poder, aunque sea, desarrollar un sonido tuyo y algo visual.
No, y maestro, ¿tú qué sabes de radio stations?
Tú me tienes que mandar música con calidad, porque después la gente dice, que Vikingo, que Versatile no quieren tocar los temas de nosotros. It's because the quality is not 100% there. Lo que tienes que hacer es, you gotta invest on a mix and mastering, somebody that can mix and master so that your tracks can be on point.
No, and not just that. Make good songs, do good music videos, have good marketing strategies, figure out how to not just say my new song is out now. Get people involved, make people want to hear the music. So we need to put music out more often.
Yes.
We gotta play more shows live. Eso es obligado. Cada artista tiene que josear y buscar su show. Yo estoy en esa etapa where I finished an album last year. This year we're planning how to put the music out and then go play live. Because there's no marketing strategy like playing live and making someone fall in love with you. So those are some of the things I think we're missing para pegarnos a otro nivel. Ahora, there's a ceiling to that because then there's a level where you got to pay to play. You know what I mean? You wanna lock out, and we're on a radio station. You want to lock out a certain hour. You want to get your music video in a certain website or blog. You want to be on this TV show. You want to get these certain interviews with these certain. You got to pay to play it. So that's what labels do and investors. And right now, bachata doesn't have any investors. So it also needs, there's a level where, damn, we need people with money back in this the way it was in the 2000s.
I definitely agree with that because branding and marketing is extremely expensive. We see an artist like Manuel Turizo who's made a huge bachata record. And went number one, I think.
The biggest bachata song of last year.
And he's not a bachata artist. He's just an urban artist.
With a lot of marketing dollars.
Yeah.
No, but the song is hot too.
No, the song is hot.
But let me tell you something. We're talking about the artists. We're talking about places. What's going to make the artist so different or do a show? Like, what are you going to bring to the table as yourself, as Frias?
Yeah.
On stage so that people can say, loco, yo tengo que ir a ver ese artista porque ese tigre se subió a la tarima, cantó durísimo, hizo una presentación that I will never forget. Yeah. What are you going to do different? Besides, like, tú tienes demasiada artista.
Just playing on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
So I'm of the belief that when you do a show, you got to do a show. I'm not doing karaoke. I'm not getting up on stage and just singing a song. You know what I mean? This is not, we're not in my grandmother's living room doing karaoke, like I said. I want to put, and I don't want to give away too much detalle because there's going to be a Frias concert that I am going to do soon in New York. We're just waiting for a couple more songs to come out and then boom. Pero I'm of the belief that you got to give the people a show. You got to interact with the crowd. You got to invest in getting dope equipment on stage. If it's confetti, if it's fireworks, if it's, figuring out certain skits within the show, like a show. When you go see Kanye does a show. When you see Beyonce does a show. So Frias, I can't speak for the other bachateros. But when you go see Frias, you're going to go see a show.
I can attest for Frias that he does know how to put on a show because he just recently hosted a bachata event that went extremely successful. How many people did you have in attendance?
Yeah, we packed out. And I didn't perform or nothing. This was literally just like, yo, guys, come, let's dance bachata and have a good time.
Yeah.
It was over 150 people. And I announced it like 4 days before it happened. And I've done 2 other events. I did do a Frias concert back in 2021. And we sold that out as well in Brooklyn. There was over 115 people.
You did a concert during quarantine when nobody was coming out and you sold it out.
Yep. Yeah,
now
we did 2 events.
Nice. And you also said that your album Ethan or EP?
Yeah, Eden. It was the project, yeah.
It went number 4 on the...
it went number 5. Oye, esto, maestro.
Dale.
El primer proyecto que yo lancé reached number 5 on Latin albums chart in iTunes worldwide.
Hey.
Estábamos atrás.
Aplauso,
En aquel entonces,
Está trabajando el hombre.
yeah,
Está
en
trabajando.
aquel entonces estábamos atrás de Raúl Alejandro, and we were in front of Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana. At that time,
Congratulations.
but Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana had 10 months out already, of course. If not, it would have been number one, you know. But at that time, it was number 5 on Latin album charts worldwide for that week.
That's what's up.
Congratulations. That's dope. That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you, man.
Yo, we got a couple tracks here for you that we're gonna play on this interview.
Let's do
So
it.
vamos a presentar el primer tema.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Revivir, just give us a quick review of what Revivir is about and how it was inspired.
Revivir is the only song I put out in 2022. I took that year out to work on my project. And so Revivir, I felt like it was a good introduction to the new music that I was going to be putting out. It's a song about reliving a first kiss. And it has that modern element that I was talking about, but still that traditional bachata that makes you want to dance. So we could get into it, maestro.
Let's have a listen.
Presenta tu canción aquí en Latino Mixx.
This is Revivir by Frias on Latino Mixx. I'm with Versatile King, Pico King, Latino Mixx. Let's rock.
Dope record.
No ha nacido un corazón que ha sentido lo que yo siento por ti. Aunque el mundo alrededor se esté acabando, aquí yo pienso en ti. Desde que yo te conocí hasta en mis sueños, quisiera tenerte aquí y cada noche revivir los recuerdos que yo guardo de ti. El beso que no conocí un fin.
It's the kid Frias. You hear that modern element in there,
Yeah.
but still bachateado. You know what I mean? It's bailable, but it has different sounds. Listen.
Anoche te soñé en mi habitación. Soñé que un jardín se contaminó y la luz se le fue a la luna y el sol. Luego tú llegaste y el brillo volvió. Si me toca vivir 1000 vidas lo haría solo para decir que te vi. Por un día no existe la tierra ni el mar, que por ti no me atreva a cruzar. Desde que yo te conocí hasta en mis sueños, quisiera tenerte
Escucha esa letra, maestro, eso no
y
es-
cada noche revivir los recuerdos que yo guardo de ti. El beso que no conocí un fin.
Yeah. Y ojalá que dure por amor y no por costumbre. Es un código ahí, maestro.
Baby, just let me know if you won't let me go. I'll give my heart and soul. Girl, I just need to know. Baby, just let me know if you won't let me go. I'll give my heart and soul. Girl, I just need to know. Baby, just let me know if you won't let me go. I'll give my heart and soul.
Yeah, man.
Música de Frias aquí en Latino Mixx, The Versatile King. Oye,
Dope
la mezcla
record.
de
I like
variedad,
it,
¿verdad?
bro. La mezcla de variedad. Versatile Live with Frias Bachata. You want to get into some comparisons?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into whatever you want to talk about.
Who would you pick? Anthony Santos or Raulín Rodriguez?
Nah, I'm Team Anthony.
Oh, Team Anthony, Team
I'm Team
Anthony.
Anthony. But Raulín and Zacarias Ferreira, they're my favorite singers. And Joscar Sarante, they're my favorite singers in bachata. So I feel like Raulín's a better singer, but Anthony got too many hits. It's inevitable.
That swag that Anthony got.
Yeah, that feeling is he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Anthony's the GOAT. Anthony over everybody.
Yeah, you already answered my next question. I was going to ask Frank Reyes or Zacarias, but you said Zacarias. is your favorite.
Zacarias, 100%.
It's one of my favorites too. I'll switch it up. Elvis Martinez or you said Yaska Sarante. Elvis Martinez or Chaval?
Ooh, Chaval.
Chaval?
Chaval. What? Chaval.
I would pick Alice Martinez.
Yeah, and they both got hits. I'm more of a Chaval fan because Chaval has that bachata con grajo en vivo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he could really sing. Like, Chaval gets on stage, he's singing for real, you know what I mean? Para mí, él tiene uno de las mejores voces en la bachata también. Zacarías, Chaval, Joscar, you know, those guys are élite.
And Chaval had the most recent hit too.
Yeah, in bachata, we look at the past couple years, besides Romeo and Royce, the biggest hit in bachata has been Dile a él, by Chaval.
For sure.
Chaval is another, I love him. I love his music.
Let's get into another record. It's called
Which one you want to get into?
the
Wait,
new
fuiste tú?
unreleased
Fuiste
record. The unreleased record. Let's get
so
into that one.
This is a premiere for Latino Mix Radio with Versatile King, Vico King. Estamos aquí. And I got this new record. It hasn't come out yet. I wanted to save something special for this interview. It's called Precaución. This is my next single. It's about a guy that he's falling for this girl, but he has this feeling of like, is she dangerous or should I go for this? And so I think it's really hot. I think you're going to like it, my brother.
Tírate una capela de esa canción una vez. Tírate ahí un pedacito de la canción.
Precaución, me salvo de un tumor del desamor, pero aún tu olor me ha puesto ciego y mi condición se pone peor.
Ay. Presenta la canción una vez más aquí en Latino Mix.
Precaución, Latino Mix, a premiere by Frias. Let's rock. The bachata real. Check this out.
Noto en su mirada su inocencia sutil, se pudo distinguir. Tatuaje en su espalda me hace discurrir. Si una santa, una diabla, sin besarla y es mi luz. Su mirada me acorrala, conquistarla es mi virtud. Precaución, me salvo de un tumor del desamor, pero aún dolor me ha puesto ciego y mi condición se pone peor. Por la ilusión no puedo confiar en un pedestal que te han puesto. Un corazón mortal le puede fallar. It's the Kid Frias.
Dímelo, Versatile.
Tú no querías bachata, mami. Ya, maestro, vamos a dejarlo ahí.
That's a super dope record, bro.
Thank
That
you,
is
bro.
a super dope record. I really liked it, man.
Thank you, man. Precaución is coming out soon. Estamos cuadrando un par de cosas for the rollout. And again, like the marketing strategies, how we're going to present it to the público is really important. You know, how you present things to people, because de la manera que tú lo presentas is how they're going to take it.
For sure.
So you got to
for
make sure you do a good job.
Tell the people before we leave, tell the people Santo York, what is this?
Santo York is my company. It's a creative house. It's the outlet in which I do everything. And so it's a brand that I started when I came back from college to start doing bachata. I saw that Anuel had Real Hasta la Muerte. Bad Bunny had La Nueva Religión. People were just always a part of a movement that was bigger than themselves. And so I wanted to start Santo York to represent the Dominicans in New York and really just any Latinos that leave their country in order to progress and move forward. And so we do clothes, we do videos, we do anything that has to do with creativity. And so that's what I rock, man. That's what I represent. And it's the it's like a dream statement of like, yo, you can do this, you know?
That's dope. Season 4 is already sold out, unfortunately, but stay tuned for season 5 of Santos York. He has some really dope gear on that website.
Yeah. It's gone, man. Thank you. And thank you to the público that always shows love. You know, we're sold out of everything right now, but there's going to be more clothes that drop soon. And yeah, man, I just want to keep creating and putting on for Dominican culture, Latinos, pushing the boundaries of creativity, creating bachata that's incredible, that's bailable, that's enjoyable, and seeing this thing stay alive. That's what I'm about.
For sure.
Oye, tú tienes un ratico aquí ya hablando de tu carrera y hablando de ti. Ahora, el público que te está escuchando
Yeah.
quiere conocer un poquito más de ti.
Sí.
Let's get serious.
Let's get serious.
Okay. Tú vas a contestar. Si tú contestaste. Si no contestaste, oye, vamos a sacarle la información. Versatile.
Let's go. Let's rock.
All right. ¿Soltero o casado?
In between.
In between. ¿Tóxica o no tóxica?
No tóxica.
¿Por qué?
Nah, una mujer seria, una mujer de Dios.
¿Por qué no te gustan las tóxicas?
No, it drains your life.
Pero la
And I'm
tóxica, la tóxica puede ser seria también.
Sí.
Oh, cambian por el hombre que quiere, that they
Sí,
want to change
se ponen
for.
tóxica
But
por él.
no. I always want to be with someone that's like hecha y derecha and that I could, someone that's honorable, you know, that I could build something with.
Nice.
¿Qué mensaje tú le tienes a tu pareja? Porque tú dijiste que tú estás in between.
Sí.
Cuando tú te subes a una tarima y tú tienes que hacer una presentación y
Sí.
cuando tú le tires ese besito a esa muchacha que te está viendo cantar o esas mujeres que te escriben en las redes sociales y
Sí.
digan, ese papi me gusta como canta.
Ya me ha
How you gonna resolve that issue con tu tóxica? Porque automáticamente la mujer se convierte tóxica.
En esa situación, sí, maestro. No, es que ahí hay que resolver. Y tú le dices, mi amor, tú sabes que yo estoy para ti, que yo te amo a usted. Yo te amo a ti. El público me ama a mí. Y cuando yo estoy en tarima, yo soy del público. You know what I mean?
Pero tú le pegas cuernos en tarima.
En tarima, pegar cuernos no, maestro, pero hay que poner un show, ¿me entiendes?
Si tú tienes que dar un besito a una muchacha y la pareja tuya actual se enoja, ¿qué tú le vas a decir?
Listen,
Will you choose her or your
Listen,
career?
I put it to you this way. My girl, yo me llamo Edgar Frias. My girl goes out with Edgar, pero Frias es del público.
I like that.
Yeah, we keep business, and was for the house stays at home, you know?
Okay, you got kids?
Okay.
No, son 23, maestro. En verdad hay gente que tiene 16.
He's
tienen
focused
que
on his
acordar.
career right now. He's
He's focused on his career.
Sí,
Okay,
sí.
okay. Bueno, ¿qué mensaje tú le tienes a la sociedad?
Tú puedes lograr lo que tú deseas si tienes disciplina, si tienes visión, and if you know how to execute. I think a lot of people know how to start things, but they don't know how to finish things. And so you can do anything you want, come up with a plan, be disciplined. If you believe in God, put your faith there, because there's a lot of things that we as humans fail. And so God doesn't fail us. So I think you can do anything you want if you have discipline and you know how to execute.
What's another information you want to give to todos nuestros radio escucha y todo el mundo que está mirando este podcast también de que por qué te deben de seguirte a ti en las redes sociales?
If you love bachata, if you want to see Latin music reach another level, break another boundary, and if you want to see bachata turn a new fold, turn a new page. Si tú quieres ver, and I'll say it in Spanish now, si tú quieres ver la bachata entrar a otro nivel, entrar en otra página, you need to follow Frias, because what we're planning on doing is something innovative, creative, different. We want to take bachata to another level and give it new life. We want to establish it in a way that it hasn't been for the past 10 years.
Give me 3 artists that you want to actually record with and why.
Romeo Santo, GOAT. Bad Bunny and bachata, it hasn't happened.
Okay,
We had the
nice.
Romeo Bad Bunny collab, but that was reggaeton. Bad Bunny and bachata, durísimo. And I would love to have an artist like Kanye West on a bachata, something super creative and different.
That's your favorite artist?
Kanye is my favorite. Kanye and Romeo are my favorite artists.
and
And
Romeo.
Juan Luis Guerra, I gotta put him there too.
Now, who's your
Juan Luis
favorite
Guerra.
DJ?
My favorite DJ.
Yeah.
Eh,
Don't say versatile. Don't say.
no, en verdad, todos los DJs de Latino Mixx están duros.
Ya, mira.
Hey.
¡Guau!
He's media trained.
Él sabe, él
Latino
sabe, él
Mixx está
sabe.
duro. El que no está, you gotta follow Frias and Latino Mixx.
Nice. Well, there you have it, folks. Latino Mixx. We continue to support the rise of bachata, and this is going to be a blueprint to make that happen. The kid Frias.
Yeah.
Frias, dismiss yourself from the people and tell them about everything else that you have coming on.
For
Precaución
sure.
is coming out. And
Precaución, we premiered it here on Latino Mixx, exclusive. That's going to be the next single that drops. You can follow me on any social media platform, Frias Bachata. My artist name, if you look it up anywhere, is just Frias, Frias. And we're just taking bachata to a new level. A lot of collaborations this year, a lot of new music, y el show que el público quiere viene.